Hope everybody had a great weekend. Champions weekend, got some of our former teams that are getting recognized. Expect to have a really big group of former players back here. Looking forward to seeing them, and then a chance for us to recognize and honor Coach Dickey as well. So it'd be great to have him back and his family. For us, I think this is the only home game that we have here this month inside of our stadium. So hopefully our fans are rested, juicy, and ready to go. Need them to be a big part of this game as we get ready to play Saturday afternoon. So playing an Arkansas football team, obviously, that's had some changes with their staff, but it's a really good football team too. I know, the outcome against Notre Dame certainly wasn't what they wanted, but you look, a couple of weeks previously, and they're in a one-possession game with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter against an Ole Miss football team that's a really good football team too. So, defensively, huge task in front of us with their quarterback. He's playing extremely efficient and creating big plays in the pass game, but obviously has a chance to be a huge part of the run game as well. We got to do a great job of bottling him up during the course of the afternoon, and defensively with the changes they've made, you don't know exactly what you're going to see. The success that they had in their 3-down, 3-safety stuff from last year, we got to be prepared for, and that's where we're pointing our emphasis, and then react to whatever else we see and be able to adjust during the course of the football game. So open it up.
Off week, when you talk about the sort of the deep dive that you guys have had to go into with their new coaches, is that on analysts, like staff-wise? Who is it that's doing the deep dive, and how is that communicated to you guys and to coordinators?
You're looking at everybody that they have, the changes that they've made, the history of what they've done, and it's everybody on our staff taking a look at it.
Is there such thing as too much analysis on that, too much preparation, or is every bit of information about each of those coaches help?
Well, I think it all matters. This is a unique situation, and so you prepare for what's on the tape, and you prepare for what potential unknowns could be as well. But you also understand that it's not going to be exact replicas of anything that you've seen on tape as well in this situation. So communication from staff and players will be really critical in this one.
You talked last week about developing young players, getting them to earn your trust for playing time and just getting better. How did that play out for you, including your 2 young quarterbacks?
Yeah, the days we had on the grass, they get an opportunity to go play and compete. And, again, it's fundamentals and then in the scope of your team stuff. And, some of that's, practice squad looks, some of it's good on good. And, so as a whole, I thought, we continued to get better through the course of the week. They had the right mindset when you're in the building, practice, weight room, meetings, what's important now, be dialed in. And I thought they handled that well. End of the week, coaches get on the road recruiting, and they get a little bit more time off, which, they need physically and mentally when you get this opportunity, and had good energy and focus today as we got started back.
Coach, any decision on David Sanders and personnel up front, or not ready to share that yet this week?
David's cleared to play. I mean, he'll be a part of what not ready to say anything on that. David's going to play. We're going to need all those guys, so.
You said before you want more consistency in all 3 phases of the game. Just what specific areas do you focus on this week at practice preparing for Arkansas?
Well, you're practicing and you want to see it in all areas. Defensively, I think as much as anything, it's communication. Fundamentally, there's some things that we missed as far as tackling a week ago. Offensively, all 11 being tied in together, some of the details in the pass game. And some in the run game too, and special teams, alignment, assignment, and communication.
What kind of emphasis have you or will you have with the run defense this week, especially considering how electric Taylor Green can be when he uses his legs?
Yeah, you got to play gap sound. You got to get off the blocks, and then, he's dynamic. He's got great long speed, and you got to be able to tackle him. And so in the different structures that we're playing, our gap integrity is going to be important. When they're dropping back and throwing, you can't just let them sit back there and pat the ball either. You got to apply pressure, but you got to have great landing integrity as you're doing that. So those will all be points that will be really important for us defensively.
Coach, I know the injury report is on Wednesday, but has Jermod McCoy hit any more of those benchmarks that you spoke about in August in terms of getting closer to being able to return?
Jermod continues to do a great job in his rehab with our medical staff, our strength staff. Somebody told me there was a report out there of a certain ball game that he's, focused in on as far as returning. I think that's unfair. Whoever put that out there, I don't think truly understands, Jermod and the situation. He's done a really good job. He's got more to go. I think it's all about him being prepared to go play. There's a lot of things that go into that. You look at the position he plays, all the reactionary work that you have to have, so you're always balancing his ability to be prepared and short-term and long-term health as well.
Josh, at least from like a results standpoint around the country, it just seems like there's so much more variety now and what teams can do, weekly compared to maybe the established pecking order we'd seen there for a few years. As you're watching things around the country, is there as much parity as it looks like there is?
I think there is a bunch of parity. It's tough to go win on the road. I think some of the changes over the last 3-4 years inside of the landscape of college football have allowed there to be more parity as well, and people can patch their roster. There's no glaring deficiencies, and so it's tough to go win. You got to be at your best, and the margins are really small.
What are some traits, attributes you see in typical Bobby Petrino coach teams, whether he's head coach or OC?
Yeah, Bobby's done it at a really high level for a really long time. Has done it inside of the scope of this league. It's a good football team. I said that at the very beginning of this press conference. They've played well. They've maybe been on the wrong side of the scoreboard here a little bit, but it's a really good football team. And I think for everybody inside of that program, you understand that, man, we're going to get their best, and their best is really good. So we got to get prepared and go play really good football.
Coach, you've had a lot of guys step up in the passing game, obviously, but in your offense specifically, how crucial was it that Braylon step up and be ready for that role in the slot?
Yeah, I think that part of the football field, working in the middle of the football field, all the things that we ask of that guy, had great trust in him because of what he did all of last year, and I say that just in how he continued to grow in practice. And we get to the playoffs and he's playing a bunch of football, and it's one of the things that I've showed some of the young guys on our roster is continuing to prepare and get ready for your opportunity and be ready to hit it in the mouth when you get it. And great leader that's continuing to grow in that role, great work habits, really smart football player, understands defensive structures, the game, concepts at a really high level, and has the ability to make plays.
In addition to that physical rest and recovery, how important during this past bye week is that mental reset and that self-reflection and that work off the field? Yeah,
you get a chance, coaches and players together, look at what you've done up until this point and areas of growth that you need to have happen. That's individually as a player and collectively as a football team, and so you continue to work and compete. And the mental break, I think, is real in the game. You look at how long these guys have been going since, beginning of August. And so it's an opportunity to kind of, take a deep breath and enjoy a day off and then get back to work.
Coach Joey talked last week about making sure his footwork was a little bit better. That's something he wanted to work on. Is that kind of what you're seeing leading to some of the high throws that he's had and some of the throws that maybe the ball placement hasn't been what he would want, what you guys would want?
Yeah, there's a lot of details that go into playing that position at a really high level. Helping protection out when it's time to climb into the pocket, being at the right depth, and then, fundamentally being consistent in the right place to be as accurate as possible. So, absolutely.
You mentioned the day off and the mental reset. Did the Heupel family get to do anything fun on the bye week?
Hung out with the kids and watched a little bit of ball. Caught bits and pieces of early game and then late games at the end of the day. So it was a good break for us too.